look, for me, this is the third winter. I came into crypto at the end of 2013, beginning of 2014. That was a high. Bitcoin in December 2013. Bitcoin reached the high of $1,000, and then it dropped for like 2 years. And then 2017, it reached another high of $19,000. And then there was a winter, so that was my second. And then 2021, there was another all-time high of 68,000, and then now we're kind of in a winter again. So this is the third time for me, and this is the second time for Binance. We have this mentality that this will happen. So even though the history doesn't predict the future, well, we kind of know that crypto goes through this crazy cycles, and traditional stock markets also go through this crazy cycles. So for me, I think more recently we've seen more fear because more fear on the centralized exchanges part. So I think many of the fear come from the same people that were rooting for specific centralized exchanges that have failed, and now they think every other centralized exchange will fail. But understand that businesses are different. Even businesses in the same industry are different. So just because one restaurant fails doesn't mean another restaurant is destined to fail. So and there are good managers and bad managers in businesses. So we're seeing that happening.
People have been attacking CZ back and forth since the FTX collapse, and many still question if the same will happen with Binance. CZ goes through 2022 in the crypto space and his company in this video. Pay close attention to ensure you protect your money and what to do in 2023 to make the best out of the bear market that's still going.
Yeah, I think 2022 has definitely been what you call a dynamic year. A lot of bad things happened. There's Terra, Luna, UST, and then there's FTX. There's a bunch of other collateral damage, Three Arrows, Genesis, Voyager, etc. So there's a lot of failures. There's a lot of shakeouts. But at the same time, there's still a lot of development going on. There's a lot of building. So Ethereum moved away from proof of work into a proof of stake. What we call the merge, which is a very significant step if you think about how much implications that has. So that's a very big one. NFT is still moving forward. We're seeing Twitter allowing users to upload NFTs of their profiles, Facebook, Reddit, all following that. The blockchain technologies continue to advance. So we see more layer one protocols launching. We see more zero knowledge ZK proofs making progress. BNB Chain launched its zero knowledge scaling technology, ZK-BNB, and a number of other projects on ZK EVM applying to launch next year. And then on the regulatory front, we also see a lot of progress. EU passed the MiCA bill, which provides a lot more clarity for the regulatory environment in the EU, which is one of the largest markets in the world. Binance over 2022 have got 14 licenses globally, and about I can't remember the exact number, maybe like somewhere around 8 to 10 licenses in the US. Binance US got 8 to 10 new licenses in 2022. So that's pretty significant. Internationally, Binance.com, France, Italy, Spain, Poland, Cyprus, Australia, New Zealand, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Bahrain, Kazakhstan, and Japan, and South Africa. So all of these countries, we got registrations or licenses this year. So as much FUD as there is, there's a lot of progress. So, and also at Binance.com, I think we're quite proud to stick to our values in these turbulent times. So we are increasing the user transparency. We topped up our Seifu fund to $1 billion again because of the crypto price dropped. Our business continued to grow. We surpassed 130 million users globally. We have 7,800, 900 employees right now with over 100 nationalities all over the world. And also we have invested more than 500 million through Binance Labs on Web3 and blockchain projects. So Binance NFT has 600,000 weekly users and 3 million gaming NFTs listed. And Binance Academy hosted 26 million unique visitors to our learning materials in 2022 alone. and we donated 15 million US dollars equivalent in 2022 to different projects, in life-changing projects in 20 different countries. We've seen growth in the number of users actually, so in this industry, and yeah, as much as we have we see issues in the industry, I think the strong players are still growing. Oh, and lastly, BUSD is now the third largest market cap stablecoin. BUSD is not issued by Binance; it's issued by Paxos, which is an NYDFS regulated entity, and it has the largest, highest fiat backing, 96%, and 4% in treasury bills. So all of those things are happening. So there's a lot of FUD, there's a lot of skepticism, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of questions, but also there's a lot of the strong builders are building. So I think, yeah, 2022 is a dynamic year, and it's tough, but no, we're still progressing.
And there's more. What about the proof of reserves and liabilities to prove that Binance is on the right track?
So I think, look, the current crypto businesses are becoming much more transparent than traditional businesses, including banks, traditional financial institutions, etc. So we're able to do proof of reserves on the blockchain. I know there is a lot of questions about proof of liabilities, audits, and all of this topics. Well, there's a few different topics here. Number one is the proof of reserves. We have to do step by step. Binance have a lot of different coins. We have like 600 different assets that's supported on Binance, and we have a lot of trading pairs. We have a lot of products, including margins, loans, etc. So within our user ecosystem. So to be able to do proof of reserves on all of these assets takes some time. So we did BTC first, and then we're doing Ethereum, BNB, and the top coins first. The top coins cover 90-something% of the user assets. It changes from day to day, but no, they cover the majority. So it does take time. So we're doing that. We want to get the results out fast instead of waiting for a quarter and do them completely. So we're doing one by one, asset by asset, and we'll continue to increase the coverage of the proof of reserves. The second thing is people ask about is audits. Right now, having third-party audit firms are important, and we're working with a number of them right now. But many of the traditional audit firms are not so familiar with crypto, so we're actually educating them on how to do proof of reserves, etc. So that's also ongoing. And then the third part is about liabilities. It's actually quite difficult. So we could do an audit, say, look, we have no liabilities, and traditional firms have the liabilities versus assets, etc., and they will match up. We actually don't have much of that. Well, we actually don't have any of the loans, and we don't have any other liabilities. This is hard for people to understand sometimes. But whereas though in other parts of the world, many businesses do not have loans to begin with, and they are always profitable. So we ran a very simple business. So one of the reasons I believe that I was not successful in Web 2 is, the Web 2 world, most of the companies go for size, and they burn cash to get to size. So they raise VC money round after round, and they burn through those money to get to size. And then they worry about business model, like how do you make revenue? Some businesses made it. Google, Facebook, Amazon. Amazon first turned a profit 9 years after funding, and 7 years after going public. I'm not very comfortable with those type of business models. And another example, Uber. Even today, I believe Uber has never made a profit. So as big as Uber and as valuable as Uber is, they just never turn a profit. For me, I'm not very comfortable with those kind of business models. I actually much prefer simpler business models where you always have a profit and you always self-sustain. We are in communications with almost every regulatory agency in the world, well, actually, at least the top ones. So, we also, in the last year, we hired many people from those regulatory agencies. This include, actually many law enforcement agencies too, including Europol, Interpol, IRS, CIA, FBI, etc. So, also, we actually have a complaint from many regulatory agencies or law enforcement agencies all around the world.
CZ also goes further, explaining on how his company is not failing.
I think, first of all, Binance is not just a centralized exchange. So Binance.com is a centralized exchange. But we also found a CoinMarketCap, which is access to free information. We found Trust Wallet, which is a decentralized wallet. We found a lot of developers for BNB chain and other blockchains too. So we have a whole ecosystem of projects, both centralized and decentralized. I think more recently we've seen more fear because more fear on the centralized exchanges part. So yeah, I think many of the fear come from the same people that were rooting for specific centralized exchanges that have failed, and now they think every other centralized exchange will fail. But understand that businesses are different. Even businesses in the same industry are different. So just because one restaurant fails doesn't mean another restaurant is destined to fail. So and there are good managers and bad managers in businesses. So we're seeing that happening. But overall, the consumer confidence is shaken, and the regulatory scrutiny will increase. So we do see quite a lot of fear in the industry. But overall, we just recommend people to adopt your risk management principles, be risk averse. And for crypto businesses, never use your native token as collateral. Share life of proof. Be more transparent. Keep strong reserves. Avoid excessive leverage, and build very strong security protocols. We launched a recovery initiative, or some people call it a fund, but it's not a traditional fund. So many crypto players like Jump Crypto, Polygon, Amanico brands have joined. They committed over $50 or $100 million. I don't know the exact number. And then Binance committed to more than $1 billion US, and we're actually deploying those funds to different projects in the crypto space. So yeah, a lot of things are happening. There is some shakeup, but guess what? We've seen this many times. When a problem happens to one centralized exchange, people do withdraw a bit more from centralized exchanges. And then when a DeFi rug pull happens, people move their funds back into centralized exchanges. So the funds move back and forth. And we want to provide more choices for our users. So we're happy with anywhere they store crypto, as long as they come into crypto.
And what can we expect for 2023, GOT? Both Bitcoin and crypto as a whole, what should we do to ensure we take the best out of this bear market?
I think 2023 is probably going to be a recovery year. So we've seen that, in bear markets, a lot of people get shaken out. But the guys who stay, they will actually lay the foundations for the next bull run. And also, even though as bad as 2022 is, we call it a winter. But this winter is way warmer than the last one. The bottom of the last one is like $3,000 US, and this winter the bottom is like $16,000, which is still like 5-6x improvement. So I think going into 2023, we just gotta continue building products people use. I think we're seeing a number of other use cases instead of just trading. NFTs are gaining traction. DeFi is getting traction. Payments are getting traction. Remittances are getting traction. So all of those use cases, I think, will continue to build into 2023. Binance Card, I think, is now available in 5-6 countries. We're adding 9 more in the next quarter or so. So a lot of things are happening. So yeah, and then also wallets. I think we still need a lot more better wallets in the ecosystem. So we'll continue to invest a lot more there. Yeah, so there's quite a lot of different stuff. I don't have a specific blueprint.
Can we really survive the next crypto winter with all the fear in the markets? Look what CZ has to say.
In a turbulent time like this, the simplest thing to do is just be the stable force. So as long as we provide us platforms in a stable manner, make sure deposits, withdrawals, trading, all of our products work. And in a dynamic environment like this, if you're just stable, that's it. That's all we gotta do. It's actually pretty simple. So I think all the FUD will go away. They will actually prove themselves wrong, and then people will lose. Those FUD sources will lose credibility, and people will stop believing them, and they actually will believe us more. So I think for us, it's very simple. We just got to be the stable force in this dynamic environment. Look, for me, this is the third winter. I came into crypto at the end of 2013, beginning of 2014. That was a high. Bitcoin in December 2013. Bitcoin reached the high of $1,000, and then it dropped for like 2 years. And then 2017, it reached another high of $19,000. And then there was a winter, so that was my second. And then 2021, there was another all-time high. of 68,000, and then now we're kind of in a winter again. So this is the third time for me, and this is the second time for Binance. We have this mentality that this will happen. So even though the history doesn't predict the future, well, we kind of know that crypto goes through these crazy cycles, and traditional stock markets also go through this crazy cycles. So for me, this is nothing new. This is fully expected. This didn't catch us by surprise, and actually we are benefiting from it. We're leveraging this opportunity. We're hiring more people. We're investing in more companies. We're doing more mergers and acquisitions. We're helping the industry to grow. So we're actually taking advantage of this opportunity. So I am pretty confident. I'm very confident we will survive the winter. And this winter is actually way warmer than the last couple of winters. The winter in 2014, Bitcoin price was $200. The winter in 2018, the Bitcoin price was $3,000 at the lowest point. Right now, we're still like $16,000, $17,000, $18,000. We're fine. So I'm pretty confident we will survive. We have the cash reserves. We're still profitable even today.
And that's it for today. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, please leave a like and subscribe. Also, let us know your thoughts in the comments below if CZ is right about this crypto winter. We want to hear you. Thanks.